Hey guys, this is Deanna's American Girl Doll Stuff. I am sorry my hair looks a mess. As you can see, I'm not in my apartment because my fiance and I moved. So yeah, that's exciting. We moved yesterday, the 15th. And this apartment actually has a lot more space than our old one. Our old one only had a bedroom that was actually too small to use as a bedroom, so we used it as a computer room / doll room. Living room, which we used as a bedroom. A kitchen / dining room, and a bathroom. This place has 2 bedrooms, one that we use as an actual bedroom and one that we use as the doll room / computer room, a bathroom, a actual dining room, a kitchen, and a living room, which I'm in right now. And then there's 3 closets, whereas before we only had 2. And I know this video has been quite a bit of ways from my last video I did about what I did the first full day of my Chicago trip, but I want to go over what I did the second full day in Chicago, and then it'll roll over to the next morning, which is the time we left. So, the first thing my fiance and I had to do the second full day of Chicago, which was July 12th, was we had to wake up to our, 7? No. I think it was like a 5 a.m. alarm, because we had to be ready at around 7 to get the key to her mom's apartment so that we could move. We only paid for 2 nights at the hospitality room. So the night of July 10th and July 11th, but the night of July 12th we had to find a new place to sleep, so enter in my fiance's mom's apartment. So after we ended up getting the key, which beforehand we ended up packing most of the stuff that we were going to transport over or down the hall to the apartment, but we didn't end up moving until about 7:30 or 8 that morning. I think it was like 7:30 maybe. And then around 8 we ended up, my fiance ended up taking the key back to the front desk, or the main office, and we were gonna meet up with my friend at the Chicago store again, because on July 12th reward certificates were issued, and we just wanted to use it at the store since we were already in Chicago. And by we, I mean me and my friend. My fiance is not into American Girl. And my friends and I agreed on a 10:45 meetup, but the apartment that we were staying in was way too warm, and we didn't want to turn on the AC without asking my fiance's mom, since it wasn't our place. But my future mother-in-law was working, so it took her a while to get back to us, and the apartment was, to me, unbearable. So we moved. So we ended up going to the Chicago store about 9:30, because it took us like a half hour to walk there. 9:30, 9:45, because it takes like 15 to 30 minutes to walk there. And then we got there about a little bit after 10, so we ended up walking around for a little bit until we realized that besides American Girl, no other place in Water Tower Place was open, not even the elevators, until 11. So we ended up going back into the American Girl store, looking around until my friend showed up, and then we just started shopping for things to get with the rewards. So that took, I want to say, shopping took about 30 to 45 minutes, and then we ended up going to Wow Bao for lunch, and oh my gosh, Wow Bao is amazing. I've never been there before, but I am now in love with their barbecue pork bao, and their apple cinnamon bao is good too. My fiance ended up getting appetizer of 5 vegetable dumplings, because she said she could make a meal out of that. And I tried one. The vegetable dumplings there aren't my favorite. And so after we ate, we ended up going, well, my friend and I ended up going to a doll store, an antique doll store, which my fiance didn't want to go to. And on the way there, we were driven by my friend's mom. I had a mishap that had to be taken care of. I didn't get hurt or anything. It was just unfortunate accident that that had to be taken care of. And so that set us back a little bit, but soon we were on our way to, not the doll store, but first we headed over to Candyality, a candy store in Chicago, and I ended up getting a bunch of M&Ms. I wonder where they are right now, and we'll find them later. It was weighed by the 1/4 of a pound, and the price was like double what it said on, well, no. It was weighed by a 1/4 of a pound. So I think I got a 1/2 pound of M&Ms. And then I ended up getting my fiance a giant peanut butter cup and like 8 large Buckeyes, because she really likes Buckeyes, but usually she can't get them because the only place around our current city that has them regularly is her work, and sometimes she doesn't have money for it. So I ended up getting that, the Buckeyes and the peanut butter cups for my fiance. Peanut butter cup for my fiance. I was gonna get her chocolate covered Oreos, but it ended up being too much money. And later, when I told her, she said that she probably wouldn't have wanted the chocolate covered Oreos anyway. So after that, then we went to the antique doll store. Sorry. And while my friend really likes the place, it wasn't really for me. I mean, they actually did have some American Girl stuff there, and I really liked that section along with the American Girl and Bitty Baby doll clothes that they had. But other than that, it was not my favorite. I mean, I'm really glad my friend invited me to go, but we just have slightly different interests. And after the antique doll store, my friend, her mom, and I went over to Ghirardelli, where my fiance actually met us. Okay, my fiance actually got there a bit earlier than us because we got stuck in traffic since the doll store is a bit outside of Chicago. And we had to take, I think, a highway to get back when we got stuck in traffic. So when we got to Ghirardelli, we ended up getting like those little, I don't know, like rectangular tins or something. Rectangular clear tins. But I got one that was like $18, and it was, I think it was the smallest. But my fiance and I ended up packing it full. And when I say smallest, I mean the smallest clear tin. It wasn't like the smallest tin possible. But my fiance and I ended up packing it full of chocolate, which was good. Very good. And then my friend took us up to the ice cream part of Ghirardelli. And my fiance and I ended up sharing a salted caramel sundae, I think. And that was good, although my fiance ended up getting this idea in her head where she fed me a bite of ice cream, smeared it all over my face, and then took a picture. I mean, why? Just why? So, around that, when we got finished with ice cream, it was about 8. So, my friend's mom actually took me and my fiance back to the apartment because my fiance was worried that if she ended up walking back, and she ended up walking from the apartment to Ghirardelli, which was like 1.4 miles. Crazy woman. She was worried that she'd get there before me and I'd have no way to get in. So we ended up both riding back with my friend's mom, which is honestly a huge thing for my fiance because she doesn't like riding with people that she doesn't know very well. And we ended up getting back to the apartment maybe about 8:30 or so, I don't know. But as soon as we got back to the apartment, we ended up falling asleep pretty quickly because we were tired and we had to get up really early the next morning. We set an alarm for 3, but we slept in by an hour and woke up at 4. Now, this wouldn't have been such a big deal on a regular day, but this wasn't a regular day. This was a day where we had to get to the Greyhound bus, and the bus left at 6:45 in the morning. And so we still had to pack and everything. So we ended up not leaving the apartment until 5, which we only spent an hour on like packing and getting ready, which was actually pretty good. But by that point I was so worried because the Chicago buses that go by the Greyhound bus station weren't running at that time. So I ended up calling my friend in a panic because I'm like, what do I do? And of course my friend lives an hour away from Chicago. So she's like, okay, I'm on my way. And I was hoping she'd get to us before we got to the Greyhound bus because, like I like I think I said, it would take us an hour to walk from the apartment to the Greyhound bus station. Of course, we make it to the bus station the same time as my friend does. So I feel really bad. I'm like, oh, you drove all this way for nothing and wasted gas. Of course, well, my friend actually saw the humorous side of it, because she's like, I get it. I like to be early to stuff like that too, but I still felt awful. So I ended up sending her gas money, which she said I didn't need to do, but I mean, I felt guilty and I just wanted to make up for it. And then we ended up getting into Chicago by 8:30, I think. So it took a little bit less time than we thought. But we did make it to the bus station about a half hour before the bus was scheduled to leave, so that was good. And honestly, getting on the bus was kind of painful for me, because if you remember from my last video, on the day of July 11th, I had sat in my wheelchair for hours on end, and I forgot to shift my weight around, and my legs ended up cramping up real bad, like 2 times, to the point where I couldn't really move, and I couldn't put any weight on my legs, especially my left leg. So that was painful for the rest of the day on July 11th and on July 12th as well. And when we were at the American Girl store on July 12th, I could somewhat put my weight on my legs and stand up, but it got to the point where I couldn't even do that. But thankfully, when we got to the Greyhound bus station in Rockford, I was able to walk off the bus on my own. But getting up on the bus in Chicago, I had to have my fiancé behind me helping me up the stairs, because my left leg was not cooperating and trying to get up those stairs. Like, I couldn't put my weight on it or anything, so she had to literally put her foot under mine and kind of like boost me up the stairs that way. But I mean, we got on the bus, we got to Rockford, and we ended up finally getting home. I want to say like 9:30, maybe 10. And I ended up falling asleep like right away when we got home, because I was so tired. My fiance doesn't like to take naps during the day. Once she's up for good until nighttime, no matter how tired she is, because if she takes a nap, she wakes up super disoriented. So yeah, I think that was most of the highlights of my second day in Chicago and the bus ride home. Thankfully, on the bus ride home, we didn't have to walk all the way back to our assigned seats, which were in the 8th row. I ended up sitting in the seats reserved for handicapped people right behind the driver. So that was good, and I didn't have to walk very far, which I was very thankful for. And honestly, I kind of want to go back to Chicago again. I just don't know when it's going to happen. And currently, I am waiting for the rest of my American Girl stuff to get here. My friend was supposed to bring it today, but she ended up getting a flat tire a few miles away from her house. So yeah, it's not going to get here today. I'll probably have to wait until Saturday because she works during the week. Which, I'm not going to lie, really disappoints me, but, I mean, what can I do? So yeah, that's been my adventure in Chicago, and our adventure for the past couple days. Yeah, yesterday was stressful with moving and stuff. We're still not completely unpacked. There's like half unpacked boxes all over the place. And even my doll room, it's kind of set up, but not really. Especially since these floors need to be swept and mopped. Because, oh my gosh, they're so dirty right now. But we have to clean the our old place first before we can focus on this one. But I think that's everything. So, I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, and I'm sorry it's been on my phone the past few days. If you like my video, please like, comment, and if you want to subscribe, and if you do subscribe, please turn on that notification bell so YouTube will let you know every single time I post a new video. I'll see you guys later. Bye!